recognize almost everybody out there. Many of you are our friends and associates and loyal customers from the beginning, and we couldn't have done it without you. It's a very exciting day for the Cordish Company and for our family. Before we begin the speeches, which I know all of you can't wait to hear, let me just acknowledge the people on the dais and some very important dignitaries that are in the audience, and then we'll get to the formal part of the ceremony. So behind me, representing Governor Hogan, is Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford. He is no stranger to this place. He has been with us in person and in spirit from the beginning. Senator Grange will meet us shortly, and we'll hear from him, and Delegate Pam Beidel. She represents our district and is a tremendous help, and I'll introduce her later. The County Executive, Steve Shue, who I think everybody knows. He ran unopposed in the last election and still worked 18 hours a day. I said, who are you running against? You didn't have an opponent. But he has one now in the general. And Councilman Pete Smith, who has been with us every step of the way. As I indicated a few minutes ago, this is a very special day for us. We celebrated our 6th anniversary of Maryland Live just a couple weeks ago. And if any of you can remember back to what that party was like and what the casino was like, and then contrast it with today, I think you'll understand the thesis that I want to put forth tonight about reinvestment. When we opened 6 years ago, we were a slots-only facility because the Maryland law, that's all they allowed you to do. We had to close at 2 a.m., and all of our land that we had to work with encompassed a little over 9 acres. Today, we have 34 acres. We have a magnificent new hotel that will show any of you that want to walk around, with a world-class salon, with a spa, with a fitness center, with a new restaurant that has a very catchy name. We did a worldwide contest to find this name called David's. Lucky's Gelato. We've got everything going for us now that wasn't here 6 years ago. It's because we believe that if you're going to be successful in business, if you're going to be the home team, and our family's been here for decades, our company has been here for over 100 years, we're not going anywhere. Our home is in Anne Arundel County, and we're going to keep reinvesting. What you're looking behind us is our latest reinvestment. And connected to this hotel is going to be a first-class convention, exhibit hall, music hall, high school graduation hall, Anne Arundel Community College graduation, everything for the community. It'll seat up to 4,000 people. We'll be bringing in world-class acts, and all of this funnels into the live casino. The Cordish Company is privileged around the country to welcome almost 50 million visitors a year in all of our projects. Part of the reasoning to increase the casino from just a casino to add all of these amenities is so that all of you can understand why we get 50 million visitors in our other projects. When you add what we've now created here to the Arundel Mills Shopping Center with 1.5 million square feet, you have a world-class destination, and our 50 million visitors a year will be 60. And that's what's in our mind. There are over 500 new jobs associated with the casino. These are permanent, with the hotel. These are permanent new jobs, and several $1 million in new taxes. We decided to open the first live hotel in the United States here. We have others under construction and in planning. Why here? Because this is our home. This is what we care about. This is where we're invested. We're a better place to open the first live hotel. But someday, you'll see live hotels nationwide. Again, I'd like to thank everybody here who's been so helpful to us, and almost everybody out here has been, and you've supported us. And we pledge to you, we will keep reinvesting, we will keep giving back, because that's what you all deserve. Thank you. Next speaker, Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford, as I said, has been with us. This is not his first trip to the Live, or the Live Casino, and we appreciate that. And he is here representing the governor, as is the First Lady. Governor says he's got an election, he's got a few things to do. And I said, you're excused, because I love the Lieutenant Governor. So could you come up and say a few words? We'd appreciate it.
Well, good evening. And first, I want to thank David Cordish and Susie. Thank you very much for investing in Maryland, investing in Anne Arundel County, and all that you've done, not just here, but throughout the state and, of course, throughout the country. You know, it is really a pleasure to be here to celebrate, excuse me, the grand opening of the Live Hotel. And, you know, of course, we're extremely grateful to the Cordish family for all that they do and their investments in our state. You know, launching this new hotel is right here in our backyard is yet another shining example of the commitment to the future of this state. You know, since day one, our administration has been looking to grow the private sector and create more jobs, and that is exactly what the Cordish Company is doing, is a prime example of that. You know, adding 400 permanent jobs, that's not counting the construction jobs that went into putting up this fabulous facility. You know, the Cordish companies, for those of you who don't really know, have been leaders and an integral part of the economic resurgence in the state of Maryland. You know, with their investments and redevelopment efforts in Baltimore's Inner Harbor, the Live Casino here in the Arundel Mills District, you know, is already the top tourist destination in our state, attracting more than 14 million visitors every year. In addition, I saw a little clap, heard a little clap out there. Thank you. Senator Riley, you should be clapping because you didn't cheer when they announced my name. You cheered for everybody else, but not me. But okay, back to the script.
He's mad because he's not the tallest.
He's not the tallest person, okay. That was several years ago when you were playing ball, so guys have gotten bigger now. You know, of course, with the addition of the Live Hotel, you know, an already thriving destination, will continue to support thousands of jobs in Maryland and generate millions of dollars in revenue for our state. And it's very important also that the new hotel, you know, created new vendors. They utilized local and women-owned and minority-owned and veteran-owned businesses. I was talking to one of the contractors just a few minutes ago to create this world-class hotel. And it's proof that Maryland is truly open for business. So on behalf of Governor Hogan and our entire administration, I want to congratulate the Cordish companies for their latest success. And thank you for expanding your footprint right here in Maryland and your continued commitment and dedication to the state. And before I leave, I want to give you this governor's citation. Thank you. I read it or not?
Well,
depending on the timing. I'll be quick. Okay. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of the occasion of the ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate the grand opening of the Live Hotel at Live Casino, an entertainment destination at one of our country's largest commercial casinos, supporting thousands of jobs and generating millions of dollars in tax revenue for the state of Maryland, and as our citizens join together in expressing our congratulations and our sincere best wishes for success, we are pleased to confer upon you this governor's citation, signed this day, Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr., Governor, myself, Lieutenant Governor, and our Secretary of State. Thank you.
Great.
David. Thank you, David.
When I called the diocese out at the beginning, Senator Grange was stuck in traffic, and I said, "Don't worry, he will be here." And when I said that, I knew not to worry, because the only sad thing that I can think of, really, to say about Senator Grange is that he won't be working with us anymore because he's retired. But when we called, he was there for advice, for help, every single time. And he's never let us down, so I knew he'd show up tonight. Senator Grange, could you please come to the podium?
I really apologize because I was late, but then when I found out later, Route 100 was totally backed up. It was backed up, and then I found out it was because the Lieutenant Governor's motorcade was backing up all the traffic, so I had to wait and wait and wait. But we finally made it. And the only thing I can say about the Cordish company, David in particular, and his whole team, they have always done what they said they were going to do. And that's why it was easy to support their initiatives, because they're bringing money into this state of Maryland. They're bringing money into Anne Arundel County. They're bringing people here. They're bringing communities here. And now with this new hotel, wow. Well, I knew it was going to be first class because when you walk into the casino, it's first class. This hotel is first class, and so is the Cordish family. And I'm just proud to be a little part of that to help them get off the ground and get these things up and running. So David, I want to thank you for all that you've done for not only your employees, but for the citizens of the state. Thank you so much. And I do have a citation as well.
I need one.
Of course, as you noticed, the Lieutenant Governor's had a beautiful frame. I'm from the Maryland Senate, and we have paper. But we're going to give it to him, and it's just as meaningful.
It's a sentiment.
And David, we want to congratulate you on everything. Thank you, David.
Beautiful. Delegate Pam Bridle has been our delegate in the House representing this whole broader area. I would like to think she only represents us here, but she's reminded me that there is a bigger district. But she's been great and always in our corner. And Pam, could you come up and please say a few words?
Well, so it's really my pleasure to be here this evening and to thank Maryland Live Casino, and this hotel for all that they contribute to our community. 500 new jobs, great jobs. The Cordish companies are a great company to work for. And we've tried to help with transportation because you have so many jobs, people have trouble getting here. So we really have tried to help with that. But I serve on the Local Development Council, and to see the good use that $18 million a year is going into our local community, into Anne Arundel County, and to know that that's coming because of your great project and your success. So we absolutely appreciate Live Casino being here and the new hotel, and I hope that this really increases your contribution. Maybe you'll go beyond 18 million this year, right? So we certainly hope so. So as with our senator, I also have a citation. It's from Delegate Chang and I, because right at this point we're the only two delegates in District 32. So
That's true.
So the Maryland General Assembly official citation: be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Live Hotel in recognition of your grand opening celebration, and we wish you many years of success.
Thanks, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have any more fun in life than introducing our next speaker, the County Executive Steve Shue, because he is easy to introduce given his accomplishments. And it isn't often that we get in one person in an elected office both a thoroughly competent businessman who has met a payroll over many years, and who's active in public life and knows the other side of the coin. And he's brought a professionalism to Anne Arundel County that is rarely seen anywhere in the country. So it's my pleasure and honor to call County Executive Steve Shue as the next speaker.
Good evening, everyone. What a beautiful Anne Arundel County day. It's so exciting to be here this evening as we witness Anne Arundel County taking yet another great leap forward. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Live Casino Hotel, the Cordish companies, David and Susie, Joe Weinberg, and their entire team for being such great corporate citizens and partners with Anne Arundel County, and for always looking to expand on the positive economic impact their facilities have already had on our county. For decades now, successive Anne Arundel County administrations have looked for some way to develop a convention center that would enable us to host major events, business events, and graduations. That opportunity never really presented itself over all those years, but 3 years ago, our administration and Councilman Pete Smith met with the Cordish officials to discuss a unique opportunity for a public-private partnership. The Cordish companies had designed and were planning on breaking ground on a first-class hotel, and boy, is it nice. Can you believe it? It's amazing. With a little teeny tiny 1,500 person conference center. And we discussed with them the possibility of expanding that conference center into a full-blown 4,000 person state-of-the-art convention center. They were all over it. After a lot of wrangling and false starts, that whole discussion being led by our great CAO, Mark Hartzell, we came to an agreement under which the county would partner with the Cordish companies to participate in financing the cost of expanding the facility to meet our needs. Our participation is in the form of a payment in lieu of taxes agreement, or a pilot. The total value of the pilot in today's dollars is about $17 million. So, for a cost of $17 million spread over 30 years, we're getting a facility that would have cost county government $50 to $60 million to construct on its own. That's a bargain. Yeah, it's a good thing. But more importantly, this facility represents an incredible new amenity for Anne Arundel County. Anne Arundel County for major events, conventions, and especially for high school and community college graduations. Thank you for being here, President Don Lindsay. No longer will parents and grandparents from across the county be forced to go to Baltimore County or Prince George's County to see their child or grandchild cross that stage in a cap and gown. It's so exciting. And the project we cut the ribbon on today will house that convention center thanks to that pilot agreement. With every brick we lay, we continue to show progress and prosperity for Anne Arundel County. This new hotel and conference center is a shining example of that progress. These facilities are permanent fixtures. They are going to be here for our entire lifetimes, and an economic growth engine that will propel our county to a better future. And I, for one, can't wait to attend my first high school graduation here next year. Thank you again for being here, and congratulations again, David.
Final speaker, I could talk a lot about Pete's public service and accomplishments in the council, but I'd rather take just 30 seconds to tell you of what I think of Pete Smith as a man. And Pete is a Marine who spent many years in public service as a Marine, decorated, serving his country with distinction. He then went from the Marine Corps to NSA. Now, Lord only knows what he does at NSA because I can't understand when he explains it to me. The only thing I know is I made the mistake of playing him in chess once. That took him about a minute to 2 minutes to wipe me off because his mind works that way, and whatever they do at NSA, maybe it's connected with the math or something. But it's way over my head. Toys for Tots is something everybody's heard of, and it's a wonderful thing that goes on every Christmas. And you've got thousands of kids who don't have the money, the family don't have the money, and they don't have any presents at Christmas. But if you ever stop for a second to think, how do those of you, those of us that donate toys, how do they get to each one of these kids, wherever they may be? Somewhere in Anne Arundel County, somewhere in Baltimore City. How do they get there? What is the process? Pete Smith donates his time, he's been doing it for years now, to run that for this region. And he'll drive a truck himself late at night to go pick up more toys and deliver them, whatever it takes. I've seen him here, we let him use the casino to collect funds for people who don't have a toy to give. They want to give money, then he goes and takes the money and buys the toys and gives them away. But I'm trying to give you briefly a little flavor for the man. And it's not just that he's a council person. He's a Marine, he's an NSA senior officer, and he does things like Toys for Tots. Pete, could you come up for a minute?
Wow, that was impressive. It's Dave, when people read your bio, it's always amazing to sort of hear what other folks have to say about you. It's easy for us to understand our own struggles and what we've gone through, but listen to the impact that individuals that we've impacted as an individual. It really speaks volumes, and I'm grateful for the relationship that all of us have provided for the community, because whether you know it or not, when you're in public service, whether it's serving in the military or serving in a political office, it is a sacrifice. Your family sacrifices. You sacrifice, because there's a lot of time that you put into that organization and those positions. It's a lot of work. But none of the things that I've done have compared to being able to stand here today and present to you another opportunity that I believe will add value to our district and add value to this county. I grew up in an area that, if you're on a local development council, I know Delegate Bidle had mentioned it earlier, and Ed DeGrange, Senator DeGrange also serves on that panel as well. But if you are a local development council member, can you stand, please? Can you just stand if you serve on that? Please give them a round of applause. So those members that you saw standing, they serve on that panel. And what that panel does is the casino, Maryland Live Casino, it's a new name. I'm so used to saying Maryland Live, and it's just stuck in my head. Live Casino Hotel. I'll get it one day. But at the end of the day, those members serve on a panel that allows us to give about $20 million. The casino makes hundreds of millions of dollars throughout the year, but roughly 20 million of that goes as impact funds back into the local community. And we could sit here all day and talk about bills we passed, legislation that have expanded other opportunities. But damn it, when we are able through the LDC, because of the operations of the casino, to make sure that kids who live in Meade Village, who now have a basketball court, because the court I grew up on in Chicago, when I grew up watching Ron Harper over here play for the Bulls in the 90s, growing up watching him, we didn't have basketball courts. We didn't have nets or anything like that the kids could play in. But we have a facility that gives money to these entities that allows us to actually make sure that those courts and those amenities are there for the kids who need it the most. Not us, not the folks who are doing well, the ones who struggle, who don't have the resources. This casino, with the contributions that it has given back, has made a difference in the lives of people who have the least. And that's what this partnership is about. It isn't about bills, it's about changing lives. And that's why I'm glad to have served for since you've opened, since 2012. I've been here since day one. As a proponent of this, because I believed in the vision of where this opportunity was going to take this county. And I am grateful. There's no doubt in my mind, every vote that I've made to help expand this, I am not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it, because I've seen the lives that it has impacted through the local development council specifically, and the other economic jobs that have been created out of it that have changed lives. And that is the most powerful thing we can do as legislators, is expand these opportunities. And so I don't want to go too much longer, because there are communities, Spring Meadows and Still Meadows, that have gone and asked for grants to help with some of the roofs for those communities because some of the families, they leak when it rains. And damn it, we are making a difference in their lives, and that's what I care about, and I'm so excited to be a part of this process. With that said, I do have a citation. I didn't mean to get all gung-ho up here ready to do some push-ups. Maybe it's the Marine in me.
You know what? You're a Marine.
Yes, yes.
You can't get that out of you, and I don't want it to go.
But we have another councilman here, Andrew Pruski, who I would be remiss because everything that I've done to expand this opportunity, I could not do it because it is a team effort. Like all of you who've served in professional sports, it is a team that have made your success, not any individual. And we have been a team since day one, and so I'm glad that Andrew Pruski has been a part of that process. So with that, we do have a citation signed by all of the 7 councilmen, including Andrew, on this special occasion. So thank you.